Hello everybody. Welcome back to Donkey Kong 64. I made an oopsie and accidentally deleted our old voiceover, so we have to do this episode again.
Oh, is that the excuse?
Look, man, I was tired. I was doing some Resident Evil 2 remake run-throughs, trying to get some good recordings and times, and there was a weird glitch that was happening with OBS, and it didn't show in the preview screen that I was recording it for some reason. And so
I thought you deleted because of all the racial slurs you dropped.
Well, I mean, I guess that's more of a blessing in disguise, but I'm not apologizing for what I said. But no, it did a weird thing where it wasn't showing that it looked like it was properly recording in OBS, so I thought the black screen thing that I recorded was the failed recording, so to speak, and turns out it was not. That was the actual recording that we did, so whoopsies.
Oh, goodness. I'm taking some medication for my reflux.
Mm-hmm.
And a side effect is that it makes your digestion really slow. So I'm
So your shits are massive?
After lunch I'm just feeling really full. And like to the point of being bloated. So my sexy body is not what it was a few months ago.
Aw, feels bad.
I'm actually semi-lying down so that my gut feels a bit more comfortable.
Yeah. There was a weird thing that the game doesn't do a good job at really telegraphing is that Diddy switch. That only activates at night, but you can keep pounding on it, and the game is like, nope, nope, no, you gotta do it at night, and there's no indication that you have to do it at night. That's what I call bad game design.
Well, it's not the worst. Let's see.
Well, from this game, yes, but it's bad game design.
Yeah. What's your favorite example of like a bad signaling?
I haven't gone to it, but I've heard. Have you ever heard of the game called Mind Jack?
Oh, is that the one that meant like a decade ago or something that Angry Joe gave a 1 star?
Yeah, and it was also one of the few games that Yahtzee didn't complete because, and again, this goes back to the really bad signaling that game has. There's a point in the game where there is a giant, like, Eddie mech from RoboCop that's, like, shooting at you, and it's blocking a doorway, and it seems like no matter what you do, nothing can get this thing killed. And it's like, well, it's blocking the door, what do I do? And like Yahtzee said, I shot it like 100 times with a rocket launcher, and then nothing was working, so I gave up. And it turns out you have to do like some weird fucking thing that makes no sense. And then you can shoot it with rockets or something along those lines. Like, it's so bafflingly stupid that nobody in the design team thought that they should have done something better to signal that.
They didn't thought, or they just didn't care?
Probably both, because apparently that game is... Like, I played a little bit of it, and it is atrocious, but I didn't get to that mech part. But yeah, that's a... like, pretty much everything about that game is just beyond baffling.
Yes.
Hey!
Okay.
Stupid kitty.
I recall
chewing on
Tail
my
that
cardboard.
it was extreme, like borderline unplayable.
Excuse me. Yeah, it was basically borderline unplayable, and it's just what was playable wasn't even that fun. Sorry, I had to squirt my kitty. He's chewing on cardboard that I have placed up above my along my window so the sun doesn't get in my eye.
It's kind of odd how when she's climbing, it kind of looks like the front half of her model is missing.
Oh, Tiny?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think that
It
has more to do with the mushroom model rather than her climbing animation.
Yeah, I think she's clipping into the mushroom model, right?
Yeah. Because I think
Guess they
if
hit-
you climb, like, the palm trees and stuff, but the animation looks fine.
I think it might be because the graphical edge is.
Yeah, the grabbable part of the thing is more in on the model of the mushroom, yeah.
Yeah, well, the hitbox, right? So.
Yeah. Also, just for a heads up for everyone, this is gonna be, yeah, like that's really bad there.
Wow, that was that's pretty glaring.
Yeah, this episode is going to be kind of boring. I do get golden bananas and stuff, but a lot of it's going to be trying to find, like, colored bananas, because I also did some editing on stuff later on, and boy howdy, do they hide some colored bananas in some shitty spots. But yeah, I'm also obviously not getting this one because I wasted too much time. I'm just looking around.
What was your favorite segment of our lost recording?
I did like the conversation we had about Kamikaze, but I'm sure we could recreate that when it pops up here again. Oh yeah, and this is something that I mentioned in the original recording, was that the homing missiles automatically home onto, like, the switches that you're supposed to shoot, but it doesn't differentiate between, like, what Kong you are and what switch you're trying to shoot at. So, like, I accidentally, like, I was kind of in the middle of the Lanky and Donkey Kong switch, but the game was like, oh, you hit Lanky's switch, and it's like, no.
Stop being dumb, game. Stop being dumb.
Also, I don't know why it didn't register, even though the trajectory looked like it would have hit. I guess it's one of those games where you have to actually see the switch getting pushed in for it to count.
If you don't look at it, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, apparently this game was programmed by babies. They don't have object permanence. Yeah, and see, here's the other example. Even though all the switches are pushed in, it was trying to home in on the switches still, even though I'm trying to aim at the balloon.
Yeah. You said they don't have object permanence. I thought, but enough about Egoraptor.
Yeah. For those who don't get it, we were watching a little bit of This Is How You Don't Play Wind Waker from Game Grumps.
Yes. But that was that was one of the main criticisms because of his sequelitis, because he talks about the spinning, the spinning spikes. I don't recall what they're called.
I know they're not really an enemy. It's just a trap, but
Yes.
they're in like all the Zeldas.
And there is a point where like it's like spikes that hit you when you can see is just bad game design, and it's like, dude, how do you not? How do you even get hit? Like you see them spinning as soon as you enter the room. There is like the only way where they can catch you off guard is if you have no object permanence.
And you have the volume off because they make a loud shring, like you're grinding metal against a
Stone floor.
Yeah, stone floor, or if you're like trying to sharpen a knife on a whetstone or something.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway.
That is.
Yes, object permanence is very hard. I am actually. I think I've seen a good chunk of the "This Is How You Don't Play the Majora's Mask" by Game Grumps, and that one was really disappointing. Simply because, like, obviously Aaron was shit at the game, but he was also not really engaging with the game properly because a lot of Majora's Mask is based around doing side quests, and he was going out of his way to make sure he didn't do, like, any of them. Which is why by, like, the final dungeon, he only had, like, 6 hearts. Oh, and he also got his ass kicked by the Grim Reaper mini-boss in that temple as well. Because he doesn't know how to use his shield.
Pin doesn't get upgrades, and a whole lot of other stuff.
Yeah, like, I could understand if maybe he was doing, like, a minimalist run or something like that, but no, like, the way that Aaron plays a lot of the Zelda games, especially the ones he doesn't like or has never played, he's just trying to get through it as fast as possible.
Is just ignore anything that is contextual and brute force his way through the game.
Well, that, and also he doesn't really explore the world, you know? Which is, like, a main component of every Zelda game, to explore the world, to get extra shit, to complete dungeons and fight enemies better. Which he should know, because Link to the Past is his favorite one, and you have to do side questing stuff to even be able to do certain dungeons.
Which Zeldas have you ever played? Have you ever done a 3-hard run?
A 3-hard run? I don't think I've ever done it because it's one of those things that sort of you have to kind of switch your brain in a certain way to, like, go against a lot of basic gamer mentality stuff.
Instinct.
Like,
yeah, you have to deny your instincts to go looking for stuff.
well, not just that, but the big main one is when you kill the boss, it drops a heart piece, like a full heart container, and it's like, oh, you have to, like, not pick it up, and that just drives me so far up the wall if I were to do that.
Yeah, I imagine it's not very. I imagine it's quite heartbreaking to leave that behind.
Yeah. Like, sure, you can always go back into it, but at the same time, it's like, it's such a waste of time, and so that's why I don't really do those challenge runs. If I do challenge runs, I like to do, like, more speed run or 100% runs.
If anything, I would like to do at some point, at least for Twilight Princess.
Like a 3-hard challenge?
Yeah.
Um,
Because I think I've done most of the bosses in that game, no damage.
Yeah, but and even then, I don't remember. Oh, fuck you, Zinger. I don't remember a lot of the bosses or enemies in Twilight Princess being like the Iron Knuckles, where if you get hit once, they take off like 3 hearts.
Have you ever seen how speedrunners deal with the Iron Knuckles?
No, but you did tell me about the Iron Ball and Chain, that's really good at dealing with them. I'm sure that that's something to do with it.
There is. They use it on the second phase. What is hilarious is how they do the first phase. They just like they get past, like they run. I think on the side of the shield, the enemies, without Z targeting, and then they bait the AI into defending, so they can run up to the back and start slashing. It's pretty fun to watch.
Well, at least it's better than staring at a rupee for 18 hours.
I don't think they use that anymore.
I thought they do that for, like, low percent runs.
Yeah, but I think they found a method to
Speed it up.
they found a method to at least to skip, to not have to use that at least in Arbiter's Ground.
Okay.
So they just do something else. Which version of Hyrule do you think would be the best to live in?
I would say Ocarina of Time if it was before Link goes 7 years in the future. Because it's small enough. There, you got a nice farm. Everything's somewhat close together. There's a nice lake.
You and the boys can go fishing.
Yeah. The volcano there is dormant.
Do you like fishing?
Not really. I know my cousin who was on this channel years ago. He's really into fishing. And, like, we're talking like, you know how a lot of people say, like, oh, I caught a fish this big, and they exaggerate? Like, no, he could probably exaggerate and be accurate that he caught a fish at some point that was that size.
Yeah. I tried fishing when I was a child, and I thought, this is exceedingly boring. What the hell?
Yeah, apparently, according to my cousin, he thought that for the longest time as well. Sorry. He thought that for the longest time as well, but basically the main thing is that if you want to actually catch fish in a more expedient method, you just have to do your research on what fish you are looking for, where to find them, and the bait and the lures to use, and then basically instead of sitting around for 8 hours, you're doing it for like maybe 1.
I don't even know if that would be the deal breaker for me. I'm just not really interested in engaging with the sport, to be honest.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, if you're going for the if you're talking about Ocarina of Time after Link actually defeats Ganon, there is only looking up.
Yeah, only looking up until Wind Waker when everything gets flooded.
Which timeline is Wind Waker?
I think Wind Waker is in the one where, if I remember correctly, it's the Majora's Mask timeline. Because Twilight Princess is Ocarina of Time's timeline.
Twilight Princess is in the timeline where like a massive earthquake came about and just fractured Hyrule
in half,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, in like 8 different parts. Because that is a... It's a pretty amusing part of the landscape of Hyrule in Twilight Princess, because for example you have the part like the field right above Kakariko. I think it's the Elding field. It's it's just it's just surrounded by bottomless pits. Like just it's just this massive chunk of land that is surrounded by cliffs. It's by the abyss. So it makes you wonder what happened here. What happened to to Hyrule that make it so broken?
Welcome to
Dampy dug a little bit too much, caused the foundation of Hyrule to collapse in on itself.
Dampit turned into like a vengeful spirit, and just just decided to excavate a bit too much around the Kakariko area.
Yeah, he wanted to make the ultimate racetrack, underground racetrack, and he didn't get the right permits. That was actually something that I heard about. I think it was in Japan where they excavated too much in certain mines, and basically what ended up happening was that instead of it being one mountain, it's now two mountains because the middle peak collapsed in.
They dug too greedily and too deeply.
Well, at least
Those
they just
dang
got crushed to death instead of summoning the Balrog, so...
Those dang Nipponese. Turns out the dwarves were inspired by the Japanese all along.
Yeah, I might be wrong that when I say it was Japan, but I think it was. Let's see. Oh yeah, I got some big news. I got a promotion at work, so now I am a manager. Hooray!
Now you're the asshole.
Yes, now I'm the asshole, and everyone is gonna secretly want me to get fired.
Be wary of boxes in high shelves.
Yeah, I'll be sure not to wear high heels while going up ladders.
Is that a particular fearsome work story in Canada?
No, do you remember JonTron's videos on workplace safety?
I did. I remember that one. I do not recall using stilettos on shelves.
Yeah, it was a woman who worked at a shoe store, and the two women were being catty cunts to each other for some reason. I don't know why. And so the woman who was working there was climbing up a ladder to get like the right sized shoe for the woman, and then she fell down and light smashed on her face, so she had broken glass all in her face and shit.
She was grabbing like the crystal glasses, the crystal shoes.
No. It was like a fluorescent light broke or whatever. It was a really weird and specific setup, but basically the problem was that she was trying to climb a ladder in high heels, which is like, why the fuck would you even go to work in high heels?
Okay, what's the name of that really cringy movie series where the guys have like premonitions about their deaths?
Final Destination.
Oh yes. They had like one of those Final Destination setups where a bunch of a bunch of things, Tom and Jerry, into each other until the guy dies in the most contrived way possible.
Yeah, I think that's called the Rube Goldberg machine or something like that.
What's this called?
The Rube... Oh, fuck, I forgot the name now. The Rube Goldberg machine, I believe, is what it's called. It's basically when it's a bunch of, like,
It's an
weird
overly
stuff
complicated contraption of that involves one thing knocking into each other to have an effect.
Yeah.
I understand the concept. I watched Tom and Jerry as a kid.
Alright, fine, Mr. I like Hanna-Barbera, even though that's a wrong opinion to have.
Oh, you're an elitist now? No, I only watch the finest Disney.
I don't even watch Disney, I think they're shit as well. No, I just don't like Hanna-Barbera simply because, they're basically like an American version of a Chinese sweatshop for cartoons. Like, it is so shit quality, the stuff that they made. I'm amazed that they, have, like, a fan base and shit. Like, that's so bad.
Yeah, but, you know, Tom and Jerry was the good stuff. I don't know why you're being such an ass about it.
Well, I guess when it comes to, like, Hanna-Barbera's stuff, the first thing that usually comes to mind isn't Tom and Jerry. It's more like, the Flintstones and, the Jetsons.
Did they make Mr. Magoo as well?
I don't think they did, but, they made a whole bunch of other stuff, like, oh, fuck. Like, this is the problem. They did Yogi Bear, which was, like, one joke for, like, 100 episodes. Which is that Yogi likes to steal picnic baskets. Okay.
Yeah.
That
seemed to be a standard for a lot of their stuff.
Yeah, the one fucking joke. With the Flintstones, oh, it's the 1970s, except instead of electricity, they use dinosaurs. The Jetsons, it's the 1970s, except it's like a retro future aesthetic.
Well, it wasn't retro back in the day.
Yeah, I know, but you get my point, right? It's just like, oh, it's like a future 1970s. It's like, it's not very imaginative or interesting, is my point.
Oh, the Jetsons are from the 60s.
Okay, well, same difference.
That is
The only thing I like about the Jetsons was the Harvey Birdman Attorney at Law episode where they go back to the past to sue or the current day present for ruining the future. And that's where like the really funny meme joke came from, where the Jetsons came back to the present, and it's like, we come from the far-off future of 2002! And Harvey Birdman looks at his calendar and it says 2004. We should watch that show. But no, apparently your prejudice is against Adult Swim cartoons.
Welcome to bonus day.
I don't recall ever saying that.
I suggested we watch Xavier Renegade Angel, and you're like, no, that's too high a brow for me.
Yeah, because I don't see the comedy that you see in it.
Exactly.
I don't recall saying anything about Adult Swim in particular. You slanderous bastard.
I also suggested we watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and you were like, no.
I also don't recall having that reaction. Are you taking drugs again?
No, I'm pretty certain every time I've mentioned an Adult Swim cartoon, you were like, no, I don't want to watch that, I'm not interested. And I was like, oh my god. Like, you're telling me Golden Age Adult Swim is not your forte, and I'm like, it's so disappointing.
I'm telling you, you're hallucinating stuff that didn't happen.
Well,
Let me check.
all I'm gonna tell you right now is that your opinion is wrong for not getting the comedy of Xavier Renegade Angel, because that is some top tier shit.
We can watch Harvey Birdman later, but you can keep Xavier, okay?
We could also watch Metal Octopus, which is fucking amazing as well.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
There you go. We got one, folks. He's willing to watch Metal Octopus.
Yeah. Let's see how much they hate their dads.
Actually, the main singer, he loves his dad. That was actually one of the jokes.
Yeah, yeah, that's the thing I'm talking about. I get it. We all hate our dads. I'm not.
I don't. I fucking love my dad. And it shows a montage of him, like, just going fishing and shit.
Yeah. Let's see. The Jetsons aired from 62 to 63. And it was...
Shit.
and I guess then it came back in the 80s.
Yeah, like, the only thing I remember
Then
about the Flintstones is that for the longest time it was the longest running cartoon on TV at 100 episodes. Which these days is fucking pussy numbers, but still.
Yeah. Like...
Yeah, you compare that to The Simpsons or South Park, it's like, get the fuck out of here, you're
Yeah.
useless.
Has been around for what, like 5,000 episodes?
I don't think that long, but yeah, it's like, it's getting up there anyway.
Yeah. And then... Let me actually check.
But, one of the... Okay, so this is something I actually learned from Movie Bob, which also just kind of cements how much I hate Hanna-Barbera, is that to cut costs on their animation, what they did was that pretty much every single character that they have, or that they designed, has like something around their neck. And the reason for that is so that way they can keep the body as a still picture, or still image, and then just animate the head.
Yeah. The idea is that it's not as jarring when the character moves and his body remains static.
Yeah, and like that's sort of my point that I'm getting at, is like they're the Chinese sweatshop of fucking American cartoons. Because they pumped out like 50 fucking shows, and it's like, holy shit, they were all bad. And like the other big one that everyone seems to like is Scooby-Doo. I never got why people like Scooby-Doo so much. Like, even as a kid, I hated that shit.
It is funny how, like, at some point you realize, hey, it's always the guy who is kidnapped that is the villain, huh?
No, it's the literally the first person they talk to is like, oh, don't go into that shed. That's where Spooky Jones Magoo lives. He's gonna fucking finger your butthole. And then it turns out, like, oh, he was the fingerer the whole time.
Yeah, but there was this issue. Like, I remember there was like a time when I used to watch Scooby-Doo, and every time, like, it was the one kid, like the one guy who disappeared or was kidnapped, that was the villain all along. Wow, that is a that is really familiar. Like a small child could see the formula here.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think there was literally one time, in like the more recent show series called What's New Scooby-Doo, which by new I mean that it was around during the early 2000s when it first aired. But the idea behind the one episode was that the twist was that it was somebody that nobody on the Scooby-Doo gang met on their adventure. It was somebody that was only shown at the very, very, very beginning to set up like what the monster was before the gang got there. And when they said, okay, let's see who it is, and they pulled the mask off the monster to see who it was, and it's like, it's someone we don't know? And like, in retrospect, that was like the one funny thing that I think Scooby-Doo has like ever done.
You recall the... Yeah, I remember there was a bunch of remakes of classic cartoons in like early 2000s. I remember I particularly like the He-Man one.
Yeah, the He-Man one wasn't too bad. I didn't really like it too much as a kid. Probably just for some reason, I don't know. But the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles one, that was some top-tier shit.
Oh yeah, they actually established Shredder as a credible villain. Yeah, that one's pretty good. I like how Shredder finally meets the turtles, and it is like no secrets, and he just takes off his mask and shows his identity to them, and it's like...
Yeah, I don't remember that bit, but I must have missed that episode. But yeah, like, I do really like the way that show was drawn and animated. Like, it was like really fun to watch the combat scenes.
That was some stanky Ninja Turtles.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Airing at that point in time. But there was that one where they had this like female turtle who was doing magic and stuff. It was live action.
I know of the character that you're talking about because they made fun of her on Robot Chicken. But I don't know what show she specifically came from.
Yeah, I don't recall what was the name of that version of the Turtles, but yeah, I hated it ever since I was a kid.
Well, yeah, because there was no female Renaissance painter.
No, it was just ass. It was just like, the plot was really ass.
Well, I was making a joke as to why you don't remember her name. But yeah, the joke that they made was that in Robot Chicken, I found it just funny. It was she killed herself by trying to flush herself down the toilet. And basically when the police showed up at her place, her head was like halfway down the drain kind of thing. And the one cop said, ironically, when we found her, she crapped her pants. And the other cop says, is that ironic or is that just funny? But anyway, did you have a final thought before we end the video?
No.
Alright, well, hopefully you guys all enjoyed, and hopefully I don't delete this recording, because it turned out a lot better than the last one, so see you all next time. Have a nice night.
Ciao, ciao.